Well, there we are, Around Naveen. It's like reeling in the years here today. We've the great Tommy Murphy back on the microphone today, filling in for the day that's in it. He done it here for so many years and has been a tremendous servant to the GAA. Willie Quinlan joins me. Willie, first and foremost, Grange, the best team in the Talbot Intermediate, 113-12. Physically stronger, good second half from Grange, and their big names stood up and got out over the line, defeating Air Og 113-12 points.
Yeah, 3 or 4 really big guys, a good fielder of the balls in around the middle. You know, Henry Hegarty, Patrick Hickey, Killian Murphy. You have to say John Murphy was out there doing his all. James Hickey, able to get scores a lot easier, I suppose, than Air Og were. They were physical, but when you can't turn your over your own kick out for 15 minutes, it puts you under huge pressure. And no fault to the goalkeeper, he was forced to kick it long, but Air Og just didn't have the big men in the middle that Grange did, and Grange deserved to win the game.
They certainly did. They've won that 113-12 points. They're into the semi-final of the Talbot Hotel Intermediate. Well done to Grange. Commiseration to Air Og. Jonathan Murphy is our match referee here. It's the second of our Michael Motors Hyundai Senior Football Championship quarter-finals here in Netwatch Cullen Park. It's Fenagh versus Old Leighlin. Fenagh in their all black with white shorts, Old Leighlin in their blue and white Laois style jerseys, and it's like Sligo against Laois in old jersey time. And Keegan Bradley gathered that ball, but it's going to be a free to Fenagh here. Their lineups have one change for each team. No Tygrowth. Sean Taylor is in for him on the Old Leighlin team, and Sean Murphy is in for Kieran Whelan on the Fenagh team. But really, something tells me Sean Murphy was always going to be on the Fenagh team, and I thought Kieran Whelan would always be on it as well, so obviously there's a small problem there.
Yeah, Sean picked up an injury in the last match. I think just before the last couple of minutes it looked like a hamstring, but obviously he recovered enough. He's out there, he's playing centre forward. O'Loughlin getting the ball forward, trying to get their first score, but Fenagh defending really, really well at the minute, Brendan.
Yeah, the Carl Coughlin has done well with that ball on the far side. Fenagh are set up very well. Old Leighlin are playing from left to right. They're playing into the Dublin Road end goal here. Ball's back with Ian Atkinson, the big man at number 8. He's been an ever-present for Old Leighlin for the last number of years. The sun shines brightly here in Carlow. There's little or no breeze, so today it's conducive for good football. The pitch is in good condition. It has dried out, and hopefully we get good dry weather now during the week, because we've lots of busy times coming up in Carlow and Kilkenny for UPMC Nolan Park, and of course for Netwatch Cullen Park here in Carlow. Back to Atkinson. He fancies a 2-pointer here. He's gone for it. Now, is that 2, Willie? Was he on it? No, it's a 1. It's a 1-pointer. Referee was right beside him. Ian Atkinson with the opening score. Old Leighlin line up with Stephen Scallon in goal, Jordan Kelly, Niall Roach and Tyg O'Neill in the full back line, Sean Taylor, Sean Bambrick and Jamie Dial in the half back line, Ian Ackles and partners David Bambrick in the middle of the park. Aaron Ammons at 10 today, he's the captain. Mikey Bambrick's at 11, James Dowling 12 in the full forward line, Cathal Coughlin 13, the ever reliable Seamus Kinsell at 14, and Dara Fitzgerald number 15. Here come Old Leighlin, they're moving well. Ball's down to Cathal Coughlin wearing 13, turns, gets it back as far as Mikey Bambrick. He sends it in. Second point for Old Leighlin. They're off here on a fine start. Mikey Bambrick with his opening score, Willie. He's been brilliant for Carlow. He's been excellent for Old Leighlin. 2 points to no score. That's a quick fire start for Old Leighlin.
Yeah, blistering pace. You can see Mikey on the end of it, turned onto his left foot that time, popped it over the bar. He's so hard to stop, Brendan. He's physically strong. He's really, really quick. You either foul him or let him go, and that's the way it seems to be. But a great start by Old Leighlin.
They are the favourites here, I think, Willie.
Yeah, they're definitely, and this is a kick out turned over by Aaron Hammond.
It certainly is, and he's like a bullet. He races through, and it could be 3 points up here in a minute, because here goes Coughlin again. There's a shot, and it's gone straight in, and it's gone over the bar. Cathal Coughlin sends this one in. So Mikey Bambrick, Ian Atkinson, Cathal Coughlin all on the score sheet. 3 points to no score. There's less than 3 minutes on the clock. It's a blistering start for Old Leighlin. Fenagh have Jack Rowan in goal, James Cummins, Dara Byrne, Mark Dermody in the full back line, Eric English, Dion Wall, Cormac Nolan at number 7, Jamie McCabe, partner Sean Murphy in the middle of the field, Keegan Bradley, Cormac Lomax the captain at 11, Colin Byrne at 12, Ian Craddock, Padraig Hines, and the lively Jack Tracy is number 15. Ball to the middle of the park. Old Leighlin try break it. I think that was Niall Roach might have been out along the middle there on that occasion. To have a black number on the jersey, a little bit easier for fellas like us today. And a long through ball goes downfield, and it's another chance for the Old Leighlin men. This time it's Dara Fitzgerald, he's on it. They have a goal chance here. It's gone to the back of the net. Oh, they're on fire. They're absolutely on fire, Willie Quinlan. I think that's James Dowling finished it on the far side. He's running back out there. It has the shape of James. He's the right knee heavily bandaged. I think that's him, and it's a goal for Old Leighlin. Willie Quinlan, they're off to a flyer. 1-3 to no score here.
Absolutely.
The opening exchanges.
After winning the last 3 kickouts, and it was James Dowling, you're right, he came in at the left hand side. As soon as the ball was won, it was transferred really, really quickly. They had the advantage, but didn't want it. Fitzgerald turned in on it with a great pass across them. There again, they've lost it. They're under huge pressure here. It could be another goal. This game could be over quickly.
Coughlin, Hammond has given it to him, and he sends it in over the bar. Old Leighlin are running away with this one. in the early exchanges. 1-4 to no score here. Old Leighlin lead, and Fenagh, they haven't come out of the traps as of yet. The kick out is killing them at the moment, so Jack Rowan is just going to have to find somebody short, or they're going to have to restructure something. Somebody give a call for it, or someone come for it. But here he is again into the sunshine. He's wearing the cap. The sun shines down onto the Dublin Road end goal. Fenagh with the kick out. He varies at this time. It's a fine kick. Now it's going to be a 50-50 ball to the middle of the park. The break favoured Niall Roach. That is, Roach is out around the middle. He's been hovering there. Fenagh get a block down on that. Ball comes back in field, broke towards Atkinson. Ball comes from Atkinson back inside to 65. Old Leighlin half of the park. The man in possession now is Sean Taylor. He started the game with 18 on his back for the injured Tig Roach. Roach will be a bit of a loss, but Taylor brings a lot to the game as well, as does this man for Fenagh, Ian Craddock. He's young. He's been good throughout this championship, Ian Craddock. He's wearing 13 for the Fenagh men. He gives the shoulder off to Sean Taylor, and he goes inside the big D, and he's still going well, and he gets a good hand pass in field. They need a score, but the interception was good by Jordan Kelly. Kelly did well at number 2 for Old Leighlin. Back in across the full back line it goes, and it's into the hand of the man wearing 6, Sean Bambrick. Sean brings it outside the small arc. Now it's outside the big arc. He got assistance from Niall Roach. He's covering a lot of ground there. Keegan Bradley, the international tag rugby player, back in the middle of the park for Fenagh. David Bambrick gets the ball away. Bradley tried to deprive him of getting it away. There's a bit of a push down there. Oh, here comes Seamus Kinsella. Seamus Kinsella, he's a good finisher, this fella. Kinsella, good defence from Fenagh. They got goal side, and it's going to be a free out. The ball over carried. Seamus thought the goal was there for the getting and took an extra yard or two, Willie, but 9 times out of 10 he'd hit the back of the onion bag. Not today. Good defence, Fenagh.
Yeah, good defence. They got in around him, and he was trying to. He looked to the other side, the man coming, but there was another Fenagh man coming with him, so he couldn't get the pass off. He was deemed to overcast. Sean Murphy looking to get a good ball down inside into the full forward line here.
Here's the ball down to the man wearing number 15, Jack Tracy. He's also been very lively for the Fenagh men. Fenagh playing from right to left. Infield it goes. Cormac Lomax. Good ball from Cormac across to Eric English. Eric English up to the 45 in the Old Leighlin half of the park. They really need something to settle them down. A nervous enough start, but a blistering start from Old Leighlin. Here comes Padraig Hines. Goes for the shot. Sticks it in. Oh, it's gone wide. Nothing's going Fenagh's way. He should have scored that, Willie, but who am I to say? He should have scored it. It was a relatively simple task, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, simple position right in front of the D. I suppose they can be the hardest ones in front of the goal, but he should have popped it over the bar. They need a score just to settle them down. They need to turn over a couple of kickouts here, in around the middle. They need to start winning that battle, because this game could be gone in a couple of minutes. It's 1-4 to no score here at the minute, Brendan.
No, 1-4 to no score. I was looking at something else there. 6:51 on minutes on the board.
Great ball by Sean Murphy into the middle from the sideline.
Yeah, it'll be like range in the first match. Fenagh's big players will have to show here, Willie, and bring everybody else into it, because O'Loughlin's got off to a blistering start. Have a mountain to climb already, Fenagh, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely have. But it's a couple of scores. They need to just settle down, get a couple of scores on the board, just to relax in around the ball, get a bit of ball handling as well, keep the ball for a couple of minutes. They haven't been able to do that, and O'Loughlin, played all the football, looking for a ball inside. Great ball inside.
Yeah, it's a good ball, Jamie McCabe.
Well won by the defender though.
Yeah, he done well. Sean Taylor wearing 18 for O'Loughlin. They're very composed, and they're unbeaten in the championship so far as well, Willie.
Yeah. No, they're playing really, really good football. They have pace at both ends of the field, which is a huge. The two Bambricks are huge to this team. But
and Ian Atkinson, he's got plenty of inter-county experience.
He's so strong and physical, but the young Fitzgerald there is able to win his own ball, can get his own scores as well. Long ball just out over the sideline. Fenagh have the sideline ball, so they need to build something, need to get the next score, I'd say.
They certainly do. Fenagh yet to score. It's 1-4 to O'Loughlin. It's no score to Fenagh. We've 8 minutes on the clock here, with thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. Fenagh's corner back in possession. Mark Dermody wearing number 4 knocks it to Colin Byrne. Colin Byrne is at 12. Back to Dermody, who'll carry it from the 45 up to the 65 on the far side of the park here in the sun-drenched Netwatch Cullen Park. Little or no breeze, fine crowd in the sunshine on the terrace. On that far side, full forward, Padraig Hines gets a touch, plays it Eric English. Eric goes down the line, member of the Carlow Senior Hurling panel as well. Eric hurls at Ballinkillen, of course, football with Fenagh in the parish. Here they come, looking for their first score. That doesn't look too bad, but again, it goes to the left and wide. They're getting the chances, Willie, but that's 2 wides now from Fenagh, yet to get a score. And when the rot sets in, it can cause problems. I don't think O'Loughlin had a wide yet. Fenagh have got 2.
No, O'Loughlin 5 chances, five scores, a goal and 4 points. They're in control. Fenagh are winning a little bit of ball in around the middle, are turning it over. They have had 2 chances but 2 wides. They need to get a couple of scores. Kick out here from O'Loughlin.
Stephen Scallon. Fine kick out for Stephen, down to the middle. Fenagh get the hand on it. Sean Murphy, but the breaking ball goes to Sean Taylor. He won the break for O'Loughlin. Coming downfield, chased by Keegan Bradley. Back across towards David Bambrick. Here comes David. He came on as a sub, I think, in the first game, and he started the second game and the third game. And he's starting this quarter final. Good ball from him down to Dara Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald back to the man that got the goal, James Dowling. He floats it in.
Got one, Brendan.
And I think James Dowling has got that. Yes, he has. Yeah. James Dowling has got 1-1 for O'Loughlin. It's early days yet. 1-5 to O'Loughlin. No score to Fenagh. We've only 10 minutes played, Willie. It's a great start for O'Loughlin.
Yeah, that's what you call economical. Six chances at the goal and 6 scores. They'll be really, really happy in front of the goal. Fenagh be disappointed after having 2 chances, 2 wide, so they need to pin this kick out. If he's just been under pressure to kick out, he's forced to kick it long, but O'Loughlin winning the breaks. Long kick out again goes to the middle.
Long kick out goes to the middle here. Fenagh have it. Keegan Bradley, man, just got in front of him, obstructed, but he gets it downfield as far as Cormac Lomax. Cormac's done well, turned out of trouble, gets it back to Keegan where it came from. He's under 45. Slows it down, lays it off back to Jack. That's not Jack Tracy, that's Cormac Lomax, or Ian Craddock rather.
Ian Craddock,
wearing 13. He's only a young fella, Ian. He's 18, 19.
I think he's only 19 years of age. But the
fine footballer.
They're slowing it all down, and O'Loughlin are back in their shape. O'Loughlin don't slow it down. They get first time ball into the full forward line to get the runners, and they're getting the scores. Fenagh are slowing it down way too much and just can't get a free shot. Sean Murphy with the ball just outside the D here.
Here Sean Murphy knocked it back as far as Eric English, floats it in. Third wide for Fenagh. Third wide for Fenagh at this moment in time. And that is the story at the moment. And it is O'Loughlin in the driving seat here in Netwatch Cullen Park. Lee Shopping Centre Senior Football Championship semi-final. 10 minutes into the first half. St Joseph's 4 points, Courtwood 1 point. And a sad day for Greg Cullen. They were going with all hopes of getting to a final, haven't won the senior since 1965, 60 year, but the famine will continue. Port Darlington with a huge win there, 115 to Port Darlington, 6 points to Greg Cullen. Will you just we have a pause on that? That's very disappointing from the Greg Cullen point of view, but Port Darlington are a good side.
Yeah, and I was talking to a couple of other players that came, actually they had a couple of games last weekend, Ross Hennessy being one of them. He gave themselves a chance. He said they need to perform, they need to do everything. O'Loughlin coming forward looking for another score here. We'll hold on to the Greg Cullen minute for a second.
Hasn't beat for them anyway. O'Loughlin came on the attack there. James Dowling had the ball. He scored 1-1 so far. Ball comes back into the middle. Ian Atkinson back across field for Aaron Ammond, the captain, wearing 10. He tells Dowling to dink it down into the corner. David Bambury kept running, trying to make an angle for himself, but he's going to knock it back out towards Aaron Ammond. He pitched him with a few 2-pointers early in this campaign, Aaron. Knocks it back in field. And it's going to work out for them now. Seamus Kinsella was there with him, and there was a big ball downfield and just lost his footing at the crucial time was Dara Fitzgerald. And meanwhile Fenagh try and turn it around, but they don't get it. It falls back as far as Aaron Ammond. I mentioned 2-pointers a minute ago. Dude, a lot of Hennessy. He's got it. Is it a 1 or a 2? It's a 2.
It's a 2, he has the orange flag.
He must be listening. I said he got a few 2-pointers in this campaign. Gets the ball 5 seconds after. What does he get? A 2-pointer. His name is Aaron Ammond. That's a great score.
Yeah, brilliant score. Long ball into Fitzgerald early on. Turns around, works it back out around. A lot of patience on the ball. Ammond again, he's exactly where he showed up, and the kick out, they have won it, lost it and then won it again, but Fenagh need to do something really, really quickly. This game is going away from them, Brendan.
1-7 to no score. The game is certainly going away from them. It's early days yet, and O'Loughlin are on fire. 13 minutes gone here in the opening half. Fenagh are much better than what we're seeing at the moment. Craddock takes the game too. O'Loughlin downfield, he takes it. He's in possession. Moving infield, Ian Craddock knocking it back to, that's another wide. That's again. 4 shots they've got in goal, and the 4 of them went wide, and 3 of them have gone wide on that left hand side. Willie Uraman was born and reared in Avondale, driving Carla. Granby Rose around the corner. Jamie Doyle, number 7 for O'Loughlin. Jamie, he's the grandson of the late Tom and Kathleen Doyle of Granby Row and grandnephew of the late Ned Doug. There's a bit of history.
There's a bit of history, is right. Yeah, surely he has plenty of football in the blood there. So
Tom was a great Carla supporter.
Yeah,
always missed his time. They never missed a match. Never missed a match. He was always here with the lads when they were younger as well. But there's the next generation come along, the 3rd generation now. So Jamie wearing number 7. They'll be proud people today, the Dials.
Someone in the town slipped up to let him to go to O'Loughlin, Brendan.
Eamon is living out there. I think Eamon is his father.
A footballer that good, you can't let him out of town.
He's gone. And this fella, is on the run. Aaron Hammond goes for the shot. He sticks it in and over the bar. 3 for Aaron now, with 2 pointer and a point from play. This is one-way traffic. They're 1-8 to no score up here, Willie Quinlan. Old Leighlin, and unbeaten in this championship. Came second in the group as well. They're in the quarter final. Unlucky to come second in the group, but they are second in the group. They're in this quarter final, but they're heading towards a semi final. And I can afford to say this at this early stage of the game. It started at 4 o'clock. There's 16 minutes played, less, about 15. 1-8 to Old Leighlin. Fenagh no score. I have to be honest, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Old Leighlin to do well here today.
Yeah,
didn't think this was going to happen.
They're definitely favourites. You can see the football they're playing. I mean, they drew to Rathvilly, drew to Éire Óg, and possibly could have won the 2 games. Beat Rangers convincingly enough. So they've loads of football, they've loads of power, pace. This man has pace. Can he get on the scoreboard?
He's been excellent all year. Jack Tracy knocks it back to Craddock. Craddock goes back in field. Turned over.
Leighlin defending in numbers, Brendan. They're really getting players around them.
Ian Atkinson done well there. There's a bit of old argy-bargy developed there between Ian Atkinson and Craddock.
Yeah, well, in fairness, Atkinson took a little bit, so he was prepared to give it back, and sometimes you can't do that, but this could get feisty now, because Fenagh won't want to lose this game by the way they're losing at the minute.
Dion Wall come in there. Sean Murphy, he's conceded a free there. It's going to be a free to Old Leighlin. Sean is after picking up another injury there. He went to win that ball. He's his hands up in the air. He still wears the ankle socks, Willie.
Yeah, I seen him going up at the far side, going up for training, and I just looked at him. Right, he looks big on the pitch, but when you're standing beside him, I would not like to run into Sean Murphy. I think he'd just break you up, in fairness to him.
He certainly would.
Yeah, he's physically strong.
Didn't he share 24 sheep the morning to play against Dublin? He got man of the match.
Yeah, incredible.
1-8 to Old Leighlin, no score to Fenagh. Fenagh have to look up at this one. That's another one got in and over the bar. That's Mikey Bambrick.
It's Mikey again.
Yeah, Mikey Bambrick. That's a second one for Mikey. So a 2-pointer for Aaron Hammond, a single pointer for Aaron. Mikey Bambrick with that one. A second one for Mikey. Single pointer for Aaron Hammond and a 2-pointer. 2 for Mikey Bambrick. 1-1 for James Dowling. 2 points for Coughlin. A point for Ian Atkinson. And that gives a grand total of 1-9 with 16 minutes played here to Old Leighlin. Fenagh no score. And this game is brought to you with thanks to Dan Morrissey and Co. We do have a man of the match in this one. It's the Detail Menswear man of the match. You do not have to pick a player. All you got to do is text the words man of the match to 083 306 9696 to be able a chance of winning that €50 voucher from Detail Menswear, Pereira Market, Carlow, or High Street, Kilkenny. Old Leighlin defend this one. Fenagh went on the attack. Old Leighlin moved down under the stand here to Sean Taylor. Turns back in field. He's been jostled by Cormac Lomax there. There's a bit of a late challenge there as well. Wasn't a lot in it, I think.
The last thing you want to see, Brendan, is the physicality getting out of hand and losing discipline and getting 1 or 2 sent off, because they're under huge pressure. There's 12 points in it at the moment, and they just can't get a score. They can't buy a score. Leighlin are full value for their 12 points, but Fenagh need to be disciplined. They need to just stay at what they're doing and try to get a couple of scores on the board. It's not working for them at the minute.
It was a blistering start, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean Murphy's after picking up an injury. You can see he's standing there.
Yeah, he's not mobile. And here come Fenagh. They're cleared their lines from inside the 45. It's still 1-9 to Old Leighlin. No score to Fenagh.
Oh, that's gone.
Earlier on this afternoon, Grange defeated Éire Óg in the Talbot Hotel Intermediate Football Quarter Final. Grange won 13, Éire Óg 12 points. Best team won that match. Kildavin Clonegall defeated Clonmore last night. And of course, Bagnallstown Gales are into the semi-finals as well. Had a good win over Mount Leinster Rangers last night here at Netwatch Cullen Park in the Michael Ling Motors Hyundai Senior Football Championship. So Palatine and Rathvilly await to see who the second team to qualify from the quarter-finals is. Bagnallstown Gales are there. Old Leighlin have 1 foot in those semi-finals now, and Palatine and Rathvilly are already there, so we'll be down to the final 4. Here come Old Leighlin. This man has got 1-2 already, or was it 1-1? James Dowling, 1-1 he has.
1-1, yeah.
Knocks it back into Cathal Coughlin. He scored 2 points, but he won't be impressed with that kick. Jack Rowan gathers it for Fenagh in the goal. And it'll be played outfield towards Jack Tracy. The referee has spotted something here.
No, Fenagh actually only had 2 up. I know he was making the run here. Keegan Bradley was trying to get up, but for a couple of seconds they only had 2. So referee spotted it, whether it was his linesman or not, seen it. So it's a free. It can either take a 2-pointer or bring it right into the 21. I think they'll be happy with it. Looks like they're going to go for a 2-pointer, does it, Brendan?
Yeah. Seen it in the junior match or the intermediate match earlier on. Young McCarran kicked a great 2-pointer off the ground, but there was some nice scores kicked in that game. And Grange kicked a beautiful 2-pointer from Jack Byrne in the second half. He really kicked that very well in that intermediate match, didn't he? Byrne, he dispatched it brilliantly.
He did, and Paddy Hickey, I think he scored 4 points from the middle of the field. They allowed him carry the ball at the middle, but he's very accurate. Huge player for.
So is this fella.
Grange.
His name is Seamus Kinsella, and that's a 2-pointer.
That's a 2-pointer.
2-pointer for all Leighlin. Seamus has always been deadly at the freeze, close in, out the field, and he makes it 111. A 2-pointer for Seamus Kinsella. So now Kinsella's got the 2-pointer. 2 points for Cathal Coughlin, 2 singles there. 1-1 for James Dowling, 2 points for Mikey Bambrick, a 2-pointer and a single pointer for Aaron Hammond, and Ian Atkinson with a point. 111 to no score. Willie Quinlan.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's very one-sided.
Oh, it is one-sided.
20 minutes played.
Fenagh cannot get their kick-outs away. O'Loughlin are mopping up, they're breaking the ball. If they're not winning in the air, they're just breaking it, they're winning the breaks. But they're so quick on the counter-attack. Atkinson trying to get forward. Their hand skills are really good too. This man has won 1-1. Did he get 1-2?
I think he has. James Dowling.
Brilliant score on the right foot. 1-2 for James Dowling.
1-2 for James. 112 to no score. That's what we're looking at on the scoreboard here, with thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. 20 minutes gone in the opening half. Well, it could be a long evening for Fenagh.
It surely could if it remains the way it is. With 20 minutes gone, they've no score on the board. O'Loughlin will be really happy, but you'd like to think that Fenagh were going to give them a game in the second half here. They've won another kick out again.
They're just first every ball, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in front, yeah.
And the support play is excellent, and that man with the ball was Sean Bambrick, and he played it out again to the man with 1-2, which is James Dowling. Dowling feeds it back. If he goes for return, he can make it 2-2 here. The ball just passed him out, but he makes an angle for himself. Back out to the 13-metre line. Let's fly. That's gone in over the bar. One. James Dowling has got 2-2. He must think it's his birthday. 1 goal and 3 points. Is that correct, Willie?
1 goal and 3 points, exactly, yeah.
I was getting excited there. Well, in fairness to Jack Rowan, he had to put the hand to it and knocked it up over the bar. What about Louis Kilcoyne's save in that second half?
Yeah, really
crucial.
Good. Jody will be disappointed because he blasted it at him, but he stayed big, he stayed strong in the goal. Took it down really well. He's around a long time. I mean, some of those guys, I trained Grange a number of years ago. I can't remember how many, but it's a long time ago, and there's some of them lads still playing. They're brilliant clubmen out there, I have to say. Probably one of the best clubs I was ever involved in.
Yeah, and here come Old Leighlin. They're running riot here in Netwatch Cullen Park. That's gone wide.
That's their first wide, Brendan.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed with that. First wide for Old Leighlin coming on the 22nd minute. So I think it was Mikey Bambrick struck that.
I think it was Cathal Coughlin with his right foot.
It was too, yeah.
I think it was anyway, Brendan. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it looked like him. He's straight in front of us.
See him there,
yeah.
Here's the kick out from Jack Rowan in this Fenagh goal. Thomastown, the county champions in Kilkenny, have been dethroned by Shamrocks Ballyhale. As Thomastown are out, Shamrocks are back, and they're in a semi-final. There's going to be a throw ball in the middle of the field. This is a hard watch for people, Willie, especially when it's one-sided. I've not been critical on the lads playing though, because games can go like this. But Fenagh, okay, they come up from intermediate, they won their first match here, and to be fair, there's not many teams that were promoted from intermediate retained their senior status in Carlow. They've managed to do that, but they're feeling the pinch now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're definitely feeling the pinch. They're under huge pressure. I suppose it's all about squads, and Fenagh are still building. I mean, they had a two minor championships win there a couple of years ago. Lost a lot of the players.
Yeah.
Either players went away. It's just not working for them at all. A sideline ball, he's allowing them to take it again. But either players went away, players turned to a different sport, and players just stopped. But they didn't seem to bring as many players through as they would have liked to. Went missing for a couple of years, back down to intermediate, but done really well 2 years ago or last year to win the intermediate championship, and they'll be happy. Like they've held their senior status, which is half the battle.
Yeah, and a lot of people
to stay up is the big thing, to stay up for a couple of years.
And a lot of people always say teams in situations that should be given 2 years. You often hear that about the Joe Mack teams in hurling and that sort of thing. 2 years, it won't do them any harm that they're staying in the senior, and they're staying here. The relegation playoff final will be between Tinryland and Éire Óg. And this time there's going to be a free out. That looked like it could have been a free in, Willie Quinlan.
He deemed it as a charge. In fairness, the O'Loughlin player stepped in front of him, never moved, and the player with the ball, you're supposed to not drive out over the top of him. I think that's what the Fenagh man tried, but he deemed it as a charge, so it is a free.
He's a top class referee, Jonathan. That's a definite free. There's an advantage coming here.
No, he hasn't the hands up though, Brendan.
I thought he pointed the ball. He was lifting the hand.
It was a good hit by Sean Murphy, actually.
he pointed to say, carry on regardless.
Yeah, it was a good hit in fairness.
Here come Old Leighlin, Jamie Doyle. They're leading by 113 to no score. Yes, you've heard me right. Jamie Doyle races on to it. We mentioned all these connections a few minutes ago. Goal chance. There's the shot. Oh, this is all over now. This game is over and it's not even half time. Cathal Coughlan with the goal. Jamie Doyle did brilliantly. Gave it in as far as Coughlan. 2-13 to no score. I haven't seen a score like this. I'm 30 years doing games in Carlow. Haven't seen a score like this in a senior match ever.
No, certainly not at this stage. 24 minutes gone and Fenagh with no score on the board. Leighlin dominating every inch of the field. They're winning every battle, you know, around the middle. Their backs are defending really, really well. When they're getting forward, they're so economical. They're getting some brilliant scores. They've turned over a kick out here again. They're just they're hungry for it, Brendan. You can see all over the field. This man Ammon has been really good too. Great ball inside. Look at the space that Fitzgerald has inside. Is it?
It's a great ball from Ammon.
There's no Fenagh man within 20 yards of him.
Down on the end line. I need to call it at the corner flag. It's gone right across to Dowling. He feels his birthday. He's got 1-3 so far, James Dowling. He knocks it back outside the big arc to Mikey Bambrick. And Mikey Bambrick gets it back to James Dowling. And James Dowling dinks one into the full forward line. Now can they manipulate something here? Dara Fitzgerald turning and striking, but Jack Rowan is under that and gathers it for the Fenagh men. And they're going to move it downfield. Colin Byrne has it now. Jamie McCabe. Keegan Bradley. Good move, Fenagh. Bit of a late challenge there. Referee, he's back to that. Wasn't going to see it, Jonathan Murphy. Big ball down towards Cormac Lomax. Keegan Bradley ran it, but the ball went past him. It took a bit of a deflection, and Ian Atkinson tidies it up for Old Leighlin. Ian Atkinson comes back out towards the 65 metre line with the ball. Looks to his right, cuts in onto the left, carries it well. Lovely hand pass. Look who's with him. Shawnee Bambrick loves to get forward. Shawnee, good interception from Sean Murphy. Good play, Sean Murphy, but he's conceded the 45. He defended it well. 2-13 to no score. O'Loughlin lead Fenagh here. There's 4 minutes to the half-time whistle, Willie Quinlan. It's been a very, very one-sided match. Yeah,
very one-sided. Good tackle by the defender. Got a good hand, in fairness to Shawnee. He kicked it off him for the 45, so to have a chance. Goalkeeper is coming up out of goal. Stephen Scally, he probably certainly had the distance. He would have scored a couple of these.
You're mixing them up with Eddie. That's Scallon. He's Stephen Scallon. Scally is in Kilkenny.
Right.
Westmeath Dublin then knows. Scally and Scallon. There's an N on that one.
Right. Okay.
Stephen is a good one. Eddie Scally is a good one as well.
Yeah, he is a good one, in fairness.
Stephen is a good man to kick a ball.
He's a great strike of a ball off the ground.
He's a great keeper. He's a good keeper, Stephen. Left peg. That could be a 2-pointer. Oh, it's a 45, isn't it?
45.
Yeah, it's a 45.
He's got it.
He got it, yeah. He's got it.
Brilliant strike of the ball.
I was getting carried away with myself. It's a 45, and Stephen Scallon has kicked that, so that stands for 1. Anyone pick up on the little old argy-bargy we were having over the 45s and the 2-pointers, Willie?
Yeah, well,
several people.
Yeah, Michael Meany was one. He definitely picked up, and he said the reason to give the 2-pointer for the free outside it because they felt players would have fouled outside the D.
It's a good point.
So he said it was the biggest talking point. He was actually listening to us talking about it. He said so. That's the reason they brought in the 2 points from the free and not from the 45s.
Well, won that one, Willie.
Well, I don't know about that.
But here's Fenagh. They need a score,
and they got one.
They got their first score.
Oh, they didn't get one.
Wide.
No, they have it. They have a good score.
It looked like the umpire on this side was going to go wide, but they got it.
Yeah, Jack Tracy, I think it was. Was it Brendan 15?
They got that score. It's gone over the bar anyway for Fenagh. The last thing you want to see is a team going in at half time without scoring, because it'll be the talk not only of Carlow, the talk of the country. And you know, there's a few very talented lads on that Fenagh team, and it's just a big step up of an injury now as well, because they're going to lose their full back here, Dara Byrne. Yeah, there's a change here because Dara Byrne has picked up an injury there, so there's a change in there. We confirm it for you who's in there in a moment, but Dara Byrne is gone. Fenagh on the attack in the middle of the park with their man Ian Craddock. Started the move there by Cormac Nolan. Now it's Keegan Bradley. Keegan knocks it back to Mark Dermody. Now the big man Padraig Hines from full forward out at the 45. He's a big strong player, this man. Takes on Ian Atkinson. He does well. Ball just went a bit loose on him, and then he had to give a big old hefty shoulder to hold retention of the ball. They're going to get the shot away here through Colin Byrne. And that left hand upright is haunting Fenagh because it just can't get the ball to stay between the sticks. It didn't go wide, it just drifted out. It's still 2-14 to Old Leighlin, a point to Fenagh. Ball comes down the right half back position. Sean Bambrick feeds it back in field. Ian Atkinson. I'll tell you, Brian Lornigan, the manager, will be very happy with this. He's a Monster Evan man. Declan Kelly and John Hayden, his backroom team. Lee Hunt is on the stats. Michaela Norje is the physio. And O'Loughlin are on the attack. I think Dara Fitzgerald's Johnny forward hasn't scored yet. That's not an indictment on the chap. He will score again. The day is out. He's a fine player. Will you correct me if I'm wrong here? Seamus Kinsella. He's looking for a 2-pointer here. Seamus floats it in, but it's in the red basket of Jack Rowan. He's a good lively keeper, Jack. 1 minute additional time. Tommy Murphy is back, Willie. Stadium announcer today.
Back on the saddle.
Reeling in the ears. Tommy Murphy. There we are. Deputising from Martin Barry and Gerard Isle. Stephen Bambrick had to stay off the mic today. Get too excited. He's an O'Loughlin player. He was on it last night. For that. Fenagh doing some good things, but it just can't get the scores. Can they orchestrate another one before half time? They've really been blown out of the water here in this opening half. 10 seconds remaining plus the added time. Here they go. Good run from McCabe. Down towards Keegan Bradley in on the end line. It's hard to know what to do when it gets to this stage. You can just play your best, and I'm sure Derek Mulhall, the man that plays his club football for a tie, will tell the lads at half time, go up and try and win the second half, lads. That's all they can try and do. Here comes the lively Cormac Lomax. Nice ball in field. Just a bit unlucky. The man that came on was Jamie Wall. He came in for the injured Dara Byrne. So Jamie, it's going to be a free out to O'Loughlin here now. So will he sum up that first half before we hand back to Martin?
Well,
no, there's something happening here.
You'd have to say,
he's got
Brendan,
50 yards on field, is he? Did he get back the ball?
I'd say a little bit of the centres, probably a lot of lads talking to. It's frustrating. It can be frustrating. You look up at the scoreboard. They've had a couple of chances, but they've only 1 point on the board to 20 points, and they'll probably know themselves, even though you can never admit it. This game is over as a contest, and it's all about the second half and what they can do. You know, can they win the second half? Because it doesn't look like they're definitely going to win the game. Shot by Dowling. Can he get
Good panel performance, CC.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, it was great to get a few minutes in the legs of Casey there, and young Lee McDonald and what do you call him, Ross O'Neill there as well. And I think James Farrell was on as well. So it's nice to get them lads and let them see what senior football is like, you know. So
it's just wondering now for the Bagnallstown people who are into the county semi-final, you know, and at the start of the league you'd say how far are we going to go, but you've got a good bunch of lads there, you know, and you know you're into a semi-final and you're in with a right good chance.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to lose sight. Like the first interview I had with you, like when John Wheatley came in, like John is brilliant to have around the place with, like, and he kept this level. He said, lads, I'm not going to tell you you're going to win a championship, I'm not telling you you're not going to get relegated, but he said we have to start somewhere, and he did, like, and that's what we are. We're not losing sight of it. Like, we're getting a nice few victories on the way there and good performances, not losing sight of where we are. We're just going to build on what we have. If it doesn't happen this year, look, it's a stepping stone towards next year. But the whole thing is to be building. We have a serious club, serious support around us, so it's up to us to fulfil our potential, you know. So.
I said it before, my father always says, you know, when things have been quiet in Bagnallstown in football for a few lean years, hurling, the hurlers are back, there's lads in the county team. You have a sleeping giant down there in Bagnallstown, but I know everybody doesn't play football and hurling, but you've got a population, and I think TC have a great bunch of lads there.
Yeah, no, they're as honest as the day is long, and to be honest, I suppose they'd love to be getting to play a bit more football, but you, as I said to you before, you don't get your hands on them due to systems and all like that, but you cannot ask for any more honesty over them than what we're getting, you know. So, and sure, look at if they give everything they give, it's not enough. Sure, what do you know what I mean? You can't do any more than that. So
I know that Palatine and Rathvilly are already in the semi-final. I'm not going to ask you who tomorrow. The story is you're there, and you'll know tomorrow evening or Monday who you have. So we look forward to the other semi-final tomorrow and see how O'Loughlin and Fenagh get on.
Yeah, sure. Even coming into tonight, we're on bonus territory. So I'm not going to be looking for. There's nobody that I want to be getting out. You know what I mean? You couldn't predict anyone. There's no soft touches out there in that game. So we remain our own shop and keep our own house in order and see how it goes after that, you know.
All right, no injury worries after tonight?
No, we're lucky enough to come out against Rangers uninjured, so happy enough that way, yeah.
Okay, so. Well, I won't allow you, your phone is ringing there, could be BBC or Sky Sports, look if you are now TC. You're into a Michael Ling Motors Carlow Hyundai semi-final. Well done to you, to your backroom team and the Bagnallstown girls.
Cheers, sure I have to kick them away from the door now, yeah, have to kick them away from it. Thanks very much, Brendan.
No problem. That's TC Clark, the manager of Bagnallstown girls, after their 2-18 to 2-9 win over Mount Leinster Rangers in the Carlow quarter-final.
Detail Menswear, Potato Market Carlow and High Street Kilkenny, the official man of the match sponsor for the Kilkenny Senior Hurling League and Championship and Carlow Senior Football Championship on KCLR.
Just before we go back, just to remind you of the Man of the Match competition. Very, very simple. You type the words Man of the Match to 083 306 9696. That gets us on WhatsApp or text. And thanks, as always, to Detail Menswear for the €50 voucher. They're the official Man of the Match sponsors here on KCLR. Looked like a one-sided game. Let's see what's happening in the second half.
KCLR Live Sport.
The Michael Ling Motors Hyundai Carlow Senior Football Championship. Old Leighlin versus Fenagh. With thanks to Dan Morrissey & Co. In a league of their own with a full range of concrete, quarry products, roof tiles, macadam and superfine ground limestone. See danmorrisseyandco.com.
Still one-sided, Martin, unfortunately for Fenagh. They did get a good score through Ian Craddock, but that was only after Darragh Fitzgerald got a goal in the opening seconds after a blistering run from Mikey Bambrick. He went downfield, Fitzgerald came on to it, so now a full complement of the forwards all on the score sheet, including one midfielder, and the scoreboard now reached 3-15 to 2 points. Willie Quillenby said if Fenagh could win the second half they'd gain a little more, but I was talking to a few people at half time and they all agreed that the gulfing class between intermediate football in most counties, in Carlow as well, you said it before half time as well, and I think the referee has picked up an injury here, has he? He's gone over to the linesman. No, he's okay, but there's a gulfing class, and that's not to take anything away from Fenagh. They did win their opening game in this championship, but now that you're in knockout stages, that gulfing class can tell on a team that's promoted from intermediate, and they're feeling the pain of it now.
Yeah, you can see that, Brendan, but it'll do them no harm to get up into senior and play at that level for a couple of another year at it, so they'll be looking to stay up for a couple of years and get used to the tempo, the pace, the power that the other teams have, because Leighlin are a really, really good team to look at. They're full of running, they're really good at getting scores. Here's a free kick gone in, it's a 2-pointer just outside it, and it looked like their full forward Pádraig Hines has got a 2-pointer, so they're 4 points on the board now, Brendan, 3 points more than they had in the first half.
Well, they certainly have. That's 4 points on the board for the Fenagh men. So the kick out is coming now from the Old Leighlin goalkeeper Stephen Scallon. He scored a 45 in the opening half, so the scoreboard reached 3-15 to 4 points at half time. It was 2-15 to 1 point. Scallon with the kick out, but Atkinson goes to the clouds for this one. And now it's Seamus Kinsellet, and pass forward towards Aaron Hammond to play with a lot of pace, these fellas. Adam Kelly is in on the Old Leighlin team as well. Ammon turns, Adam strikes, and Ammon sticks it over the bar. He doesn't have to come to the rescue today. He started off brilliantly with a 2-pointer, then a single pointer, now a single pointer the second half. So the captain of the Old Leighlin team brings them on to 3-16 to 4 points. Here come Fenagh. Dion Wall, he's full back on the Carlow Senior Hurling team. Knocked the ball downfield towards Cormac Nolan. Cormac is in a battle for that ball there, but the man that come out and done well with it for Leighlin. I think the referee might have been playing an advantage there, but Leighlin have soaked up the pressure and moved the point of attack right over to the far side of the park in the sunshine. It's one-sided here, with thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. 3-16 to 4 points earlier on this afternoon. Shamrocks Ballyhale defeated Thomastown in the St. Canice's Senior Hurling Championship in Kilkenny, and Port Darlington have defeated Greg Cullen in the Senior Football Championship in Laois. The intermediate match earlier on today, Grange have exited Éire Óg out of the intermediate championship. Grange won 13, Éire Óg 12 points, and last night Bagenalstown Gales put Mount Leinster Rangers out of the football championship in Carlow, and Kildavin Clonegall put Clonmore out of the intermediate football championship in Carlow. Willie Quinlan, the intermediate football championship is interesting now. I know there's a lot of talk about Ballon, and Kildavin Clonegall won last night, Grange won earlier on. Who would your eye be on at that?
Tulla seems to be
St. Patrick's,
they seem to be going really, really well, in fairness to St. Patrick's. Ballon, young team after coming up from junior, they're ones to watch. They have really good forwards, 2 good lads in the middle, defend really, really well, and they look really, really fit. Whoever's over them is after doing a really good job of them, so they'll be thereabouts at the end. It's interesting, Kildavin Clonegall had a good win, albeit they were 9 points ahead of Clonmore yesterday. Clonmore got it back to 2, I think, but just couldn't get back to win the game. So 4 good teams in the semi-finals, Brendan.
Yeah, is that a point for Fenagh? No, it's a wide ball.
Yeah,
it's a wide ball, so that's gone to the right hand side and wide. Oh no, the kick out will come from Stephen Scallon. Fenagh about to bring in a substitute. Jack Keogh looks like the man is coming in. We've a Jack Keogh that sings a few songs on late night on KCLR 96 FM from the Glen of Amal in the county of Wicklow. Jack Tracy is down as 13.
Jack Tracy is 15.
Yeah, well, he actually is. They're wearing the wrong numbers, I think, because that is Jack Tracy that's coming out there, Willie. So the wrong number was on
Jack
them.
has gone off. Jack is wearing 15.
Yeah.
Isn't that 13? Yeah, he has 13 on his back. But
Yeah,
13
that's
is Ian
Jack.
Craddock,
Yeah. That is Jack, though.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
Jack,
the wrong numbers. Yeah, so Jack is gone. Ian Craddock is at 15 on his back. So that's it. We did call him right in the first half anyway. We know them to look at. Here's Sean Murphy. No mistaken, Sean. Choo with the hand pass to Jamie McCabe. Turns back in field off the left peg.
No,
Let's fly. Now, you see, as bad as things are going for them, they had bad wides in the first half. 4, I think, possibly 5. And if that's it, that's 5 now, possibly 6. And they're all scoreable chances. And when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But they've come up against an elite Old Leighlin performance here this afternoon, still unbeaten in the Carlow Senior Championship, and they're going to have a big part to play in this, Willie.
Yeah, well, O'Loughlin scored 2:15 in the first half, Brendan. 1 wide in 32 minutes. I mean, that's exceptional. That the day that happens, it's very seldom that it does happen, but it has happened today. Everything just went right for them. They couldn't miss. They got 2 great goals, turned over some kickouts. But you can see when they attack, there's 4 or 5 players overlapping at pace. Very hard to stop. You might stop 1 or 2, but when you have 3 or 4 lads coming at the end of it, it's difficult to pick them all up. And you can see their class, tonight. And it looks like they're going to push on into a semi-final here.
They certainly are. We're well underway to that semi-final. 3-16 to 4 points here. And that is the situation here in Netwatch Cullen Park. In the Ryder Cup, the singles was starting 11.5 to Europe, 4.5 to the USA.
Big chance of a goal here, Brendan.
Yeah, for O'Loughlin.
It's picked up off the ground.
He thought he had it, Seamus.
Kinsella was it, Seamus. It wouldn't be like him now, but ball was played low along the ground. He did bend down and picked it up, put his hand on it. It is a free out. Fenagh coming away with it here.
It'll be epic looking and viewing tonight on TV if you have it. Cameron Young against Justin Rose. Justin Thomas of the USA versus Tommy Fleetwood. That's the second pairing that's going out. Bryson DeChambeau versus Matthew Fitzpatrick is the third pairing. Scotty Scheffler and McIlroy is the fourth. We'll come back to that in a minute because Fenagh are on the attack. Can they get something here? Shot comes in and that's going to go wide as well. Patrick Cantlay versus Ludwig Aheberg. Here's the other pairing. Xander Schauffele versus John Ram. JJ Spawn versus Seb Straka. Russell Henley, Shane Lowry, Ben Griffin, Rasmus Huggaard, Colin Makawara against Tyrrell Hatton, Sam Burns, Robert McIntyre and Harris English versus Victor Hovland. Well, you could be all over by the third or fourth match in that Ryder Cup. You were watching it last night. It's great stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible. It's hard to leave it once you sit down and watch it, but the interaction from the crowd, especially the American crowd, is just a little bit over the top, I think, for golf.
It's scandalous. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not golf. That's not golf.
Definitely not. There's a 2-pointer by Pádraig Hines there, just a free for Fenagh.
He's got it. It's a free for Pádraig and he's got the 2 points out of it. But they're doing okay in the second half. They're getting a few scores, but it went wayward in the first half. The 5 scored more in the second half than they have in the first. 3-16 to 6, but you can bet your bottom dollar O'Loughlin are going to the county semi-final anyway, Willie.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's just too big of a gap, you know.
In relation to the semi-final pairings, we've 2 from either side now, haven't we? Bagenalstown and Palatine are in the same side, am I correct?
Yeah, but it looks like Rathvilly and Pal will go, in the same bowl, so they can't play each other because they're in the semi-final.
That's right, they went direct anyway.
Yeah, they're direct into the semi-final. So the draw will be who Bagenalstown and who O'Loughlin play.
Yeah, well, if O'Loughlin have already played Rathvilly, do they not play them again? Is that the way it is? Then is there a draw?
Yeah, well, I think when it gets to the semi-final, I think the draw is the draw. They have to play them, or else.
We'll just double check it with Stephen from the county board in a moment, anyway. But semi-finals are.
Or if it's not, then O'Loughlin sure end up playing on the other side of the draw against Bagenalstown. Isn't that right?
Well, we'll check it in a few minutes anyway to see what the scenario is. They're going to be in that draw anyway, one way or the other. There's another long-range ball coming in, and I think that's another score, and it is another white flag.
He's after pulling something though.
Picked up a bit of an injury. Mark Brennan is coming in. What a servant to O'Loughlin and to Carlow. He was a cracking hurler as well, Mark.
Coming in for Seamus Kinsella.
Yeah. Seamus is getting a breather here. Mark Brennan is in. He was always a very skillful player, Mark Brennan, wasn't he?
Yeah, but we haven't seen him for a long time though.
He's tipping on a bit now.
Yeah, well, he has to be.
He's 40. He's 40 now. He'd have to be 40. He's a friend of John Dyle, so he's in around the 40 mark.
You just wonder where are they going to bringing in the likes of Mark Brennan into a senior football match that hasn't played for years and years. I mean, I can't say what's happening, but to me it's a backward step. No disrespect to Mark, he was a fantastic servant.
He's probably training 4 nights a week in such a situation.
Possibly,
give him a run.
The legs don't get any quicker, Brendan.
No.
You lose that pace in your legs, the power goes, and you're just not the same. I see it in my own club.
Well, on the other side of it gives Seamus Kinsella a bit of a breather.
Well, it gives him a breather on a day like today that you can't afford to bring him in. But I think there's younger guys there that probably there's a lot of names on the list that deserve a run. Well, obviously we don't know what's going on in training. Maybe he is training to get back 4 nights a week, but he was a huge player for O'Loughlin, won a couple of championships with him, good hurler as well, inter-county standard. He will give everything for them, but I don't know. I just don't know about bringing back players. There's a long ball in. We're going for a 2-pointer. Pádraig Hines, has he got it? It's a long ball in. Oh, it's a free out. I don't know who. It looked like Craddock collided with the goalkeeper. It is a free out. O'Loughlin coming forward with it here, Brendan.
Unconfirmed, Willie, but unconfirmed, but I just got an update there that unconfirmed. O'Loughlin versus Palatine, Bagnallstown Gales versus Rathvilly, because O'Loughlin and Rathvilly have already played, and they went through. They have the seeding by the 2 semi-finalists. So they're on either side, as you say, of the semi-final.
So Rathvilly one side, Pal the other side, and then it'll be either Bagnallstown or O'Loughlin.
So the fact O'Loughlin played Rathvilly, it'll be Bagnallstown will play Rathvilly, and Pal will play O'Loughlin. Now that's unconfirmed.
Yeah, unconfirmed, but that it could be the way. There's a yellow card for Sean Murphy. A little bit of intent.
A bit of a surprise
after the ball, yeah.
Anyway, 3:17-6 here with thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. 15 minutes left to go here. Don't forget your detail men's were a man of the match. Now, to keep it simple, we've brought in a new rule this year. You do not have to pick a player. All you've got to do is text the words man of the match to 083 306 9696 to be able a chance of winning that €50 voucher from Detail Menswear, Paletta Market, Carlow, or High Street in Kilkenny. Willie Quillen, a free in for O'Loughlin, but the rating's been on the wall quite a while. Yeah, a long time. It's nearly after 10 minutes they were 2-7 to no score down, and you could nearly have called it at that stage, Brendan, because Fenagh didn't look like they were bringing anything to the game. They've got 6 points in the game, 5 in the second half, but look where this free has been because of a little bit of afters. Coughlin has a free right on the 21. He's going to pop this over the bar. It's going to go 3-18 to 6 points here to O'Loughlin. Yeah, Coughlin with that free. So he's been a great servant as well. And Fenagh bringing in number 19. That's Adam Smith of Fenagh that's coming on. Disappointing day for Fenagh, Willie. They'll be very disappointed with this. As I said, the only consolation is they've retained their senior status, and it was always going to be a big ask, but they've produced some great players over the last number of years. You mentioned the underage success. They didn't hold on to everybody between immigration and injuries and everything. It happens every club, but they're going to retain their senior status, which they have done before coming into today. That's the big plus for them. There's a great take by Mark Brennan. Yeah, they have to look at the bigger picture, Brendan, and the bigger picture is that they're staying senior, and it really helped them at this time. There's a great ball inside, is another score. That's why he's on the field. Brennan set them up, and the man to finish it was Niall Roach. Tyke Roach didn't play today, but Niall Roach has got that score, sticks it over the bar. Mark Brennan still has a few of his tricks there. I remember one great game he played with Carroll in the hurling. They played against Limerick a few years back now, and he had a shoulder challenge with Donald O'Grady, who became a great old friend of mine after Donald on the commentaries, but down in Limerick. But Donald got badly injured that day. He met Mark, and he says to me, God, he said the shoulder that Carlow fella hit me. He says he put me into the middle next week. He's a big man even now. Yeah, but he's a huge man. He's a great GM man. Like, he coached the Carlow minor or the Carlow junior camogie team to win the All-Ireland title as well. He's a great man. He did, yeah. He's been around a long time. It's just I haven't seen him for years and years, and you're thinking, sure, he's surely retired. He can't come back. And he has come back, and he's possibly going to be in there in a show to win a senior championship this year. He has a few tricks of the trade still there. He always had. He was a great hurling man as well. He was a good lad with the stick, and he's a good footballer. Seamus, his father, a great GM man as well. And of course his late great uncle was at Foley of O'Loughlin, who he lost all those years ago. Right to heaven to him. Here's Ian Atkinson. Ian sends it downfield, right over to the far side, into the hands of Shane Dooley. You know that fella well, Willie. Andy Dooley's father, former Carlow Division 1 rugby player, and His uncle John and Derek Wynn played alongside you with Rogue over the years.
Yeah, don't forget his mommy is a win as well.
I know that. And his sister's
Don't be naming up all the uncles.
And his sister's an international basketball player for
brilliant.
Ireland.
Yeah. He's really good footballer.
And he's a big man. And here's David Bambrick. David hasn't lost a yard, will he? He's still playing very well and has had a great campaign so far.
He's moving around. His movement, there's not a pick on him. He's able to get up and down the field, and he's very skillful, but he's also huge experience. He knows where to be at the right time, plays off a great ball. Look, sitting under the stand here, nobody near him, looking to pick up the ball, but this man is driving forward. Looking for another score.
Jamie Doyle, we give you his seed breeding generation. Grandnephew of the late great Ned Doug, of course. We do have the Ned Doug Cup for the Intermediate Championship here in Carlow. What's that? St. Patrick's are in that now. Ballin are there. Kildavin, Clonegall and Grange have got there today, defeating Rogue earlier on this afternoon. 1-13-12. The Ned Doug Cup will be up for offer there. The referee Jonathan Murphy of St. Mullins is our match referee here. And I can give you another update from a local scoreline which has come through to me here a few moments ago. So we'll give you that as well. It's in the ASAP Print Carlow Intermediate Camogie final full time. Minavjog 2 goals and 9 points. Burn Rangers 2-4, so 5-point win there for Minavjog in the ASAP Print Intermediate Camogie final. And great work going on in Camogie and Carlow as well, Willie. The last number of years since they won that junior in 2016, all Linda Kenny and the crew, they've done magnificent work, and lots of young girls playing Camogie. And lots of our senior campaigners still soldiering away, so all things are good in Carlow at the moment.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see the work that's been done at the ground level in GA, both ladies and men's, football, camogie, hurling. It's fantastic, and that's where it starts. It starts at grassroots, Brendan. If the clubs don't produce the footballers, the county, don't end up with them. So it's all the work at grassroots that counts.
Yeah, it certainly did. Mark Brennan got a hand to that, but the ball breaks back downfield. It's going to be Jamie Doyle to tidy it up. Jamie Doyle has played quite well today.
Yeah, he's got on a lot of ball, but then it's very hard to say who didn't play well for O'Loughlin.
Yeah, they're very good.
They're just on top all over the field, especially in the first half. It's gone a bit sloppy in the second, but very difficult to keep going what they did in the first half. But this man has been exceptional as well, Ian Atkinson.
Yeah, he got great experience with the county over the last few years as well.
Yeah, looks a bit fitter as well. He's able to get up and down that field. Good pair of hands too, Brendan.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a point for...
He's plenty of height as well.
Yeah, he's good around the middle. He's really good to O'Loughlin. Great ball inside.
That's a super ball. The lead by 3-19 to 6 points. Here comes Shawnee Bambrick on this occasion. Shawnee is going to make it 3-20. The minute we mentioned the score, he adds one to it. 3-20 now for O'Loughlin. 6 points to Fenagh. At half time it was 2-15 to 1 point earlier on this afternoon. Shamrocks Ballyhale defeated Thomastown in the St. Canis Credit Union Senior Hurling Championship in Kilkenny. Thomastown, the county champions, are out. Port Darlington have defeated Greg Cullen in the Least Senior Football Championship this afternoon. And in the intermediate here earlier on this afternoon, Grange defeated Rogue by 1-13 to 12. Bagnallstown Gales defeated Mount Leinster Rangers last night. They're into the semi. Here come Fenagh. They'd love a goal. They're going to take a point. And after sticking it in, sticking it over the bar, Jack Keogh has got it. So that's a score for Jack on this occasion. 9 minutes to go, Willie. Fenagh would wish the final whistle would probably go at this moment in time.
Yeah, I remember being on the other end of a hiding. It was Carlow played Meath in Croke Park one year.
24-6.
24-6, and every minute felt like 10 minutes. You couldn't wait for the minutes to come down. We'd be hoping. I was actually hoping that they'd get injured to be taken off the field.
That's 29 years ago.
29 years ago, yeah. My God, don't remind me.
Evan Kelly, Darren Fay, Ollie Murphy and
Garrity Giles.
Yeah, well, the three lads I mentioned there made their debuts that. There was another Mark O'Reilly of Summerhill. He made his debut that day as well.
I think their full back made their
that was Darren Fay.
Darren Fay, he made his debut, yeah.
Yeah, Evan became a great friend of mine over the years. I worked with him. He was a great footballer, great competitor.
A really good team, Brendan. I think they went on to win the All-Ireland. That was the only thing that we were keeping in our heads. But after 10 minutes, you could see
different class.
The golfing class was just incredible. Physicality, especially fitness, everything football-wise. But you're just hoping that the game would end really, really quicker than it did, and it didn't, because you have to play the 70 minutes or 60 minutes, whatever it was.
Sean Boylan was a great man, wasn't he?
Yeah, brilliant man, great manager, great. Had some really good teams. We spoke to him actually recently in Navan. I think Carlow played Meath there. He had great praise for Carlow on the day. I know they didn't win the game, but he's a great man and still a great football fan up in Meath. Yeah,
Carlow got 20 points that day, sure, didn't they?
Yeah.
I was doing the Towns Cup rugby that day. They scored 20 points, yeah.
That's right. I think I was there with Oisin and Bernard the same day, yeah.
Hurlahan nearly knocked down the scaffold, and he's probably listening on the way back from Portlaoise. His son Mikey was involved with Greg Cullen today, so commiserations to the Greg Cullen lads. Willie, we get back to that.
Yeah, we were just talking
this game
about
is done and dusted. Leighlin are into the semi. But Greg Cullen, you know, there was high expectancy, there was great hope and anticipation going forward. 60 years since they won the championship. This was a semi-final. Port Arlington, different ideas today.
Yeah, well, I spoke to a couple of them. Ross Hennessy was here last weekend, and he just said everything needs to go right. He said they had beaten Port Arlington in the round robin stage, but Port Arlington had still had a couple of men to come back, and very difficult to beat. I mean, they're not county champions for nothing, but 16 to 6 points or 15 to 6 points is really disappointing for Greg Cullen.
Yeah, 6 points is a poor return on any given day, but that's the way it goes. Look what's happening in Fenagh today. They've only got 7. Leighlin have got 320. The new rules have made a lot of different things in scores as well, but today it's been all Old Leighlin at half time. They led by 2-15 to a point, and after 7 or 8 minutes here today, they were leading by 1-5 to no score. They got off to a blistering start. They got 2 pointers from Seamus Kinson in the first half, from Aaron Hammond, and a goal from James Dowling. He ended up with 1-4 in that first half. Carl Coughlin got a goal as well. It's now 3-20. Dara Fitzgerald with an early goal in the second half, and Fenagh have just replaced Sean Murphy on the team. But they're coming forward here to their centre forward, Cormac Lomax.
Has a goal.
Bradley got the goal. Keegan Bradley gets the goal, and I think they deserve something of it, because in fairness to the Fenagh lads, Willie, a bit of credit, they didn't hang their heads when it all went pear-shaped and the whole lot. They're plugging away, and you can only give a few lads credit for that.
Yeah, exactly, credit to them. And in fairness, they've held their discipline as well, Brendan. They didn't get involved in too much. I mean, it's very difficult when you're looking up at the scoreboard, and you know, for one, you want to whistle to end and the game to finish, but the other thing is you can lose your discipline a little bit, and in fairness, big credit to them for that. But great ball inside here.
Yeah, there's a great ball downfield to Shane Dooley.
Kicked it too quickly.
He did, yeah. Shane Dooley kicked it too quickly. And now comes the goalkeeper, Jack Rowan. He's discarded the cap because the sun is not shining in his eyes. This is Cormac Lomax. Fine young player as well, Cormac. And chased back all the way there by the man wearing 22, which is Rourke O'Neill. It's going to be a tap and go by him. Yeah, they could be getting a second goal here. Ball goes downfield. No, it's just going to be too far. Stephen Scallon comes out. He's a very accomplished goalkeeper. He's very confident. He done well. He even got the solo in there, and he played it outfield. And he got it out as far as Atkinson. It was Davy Bambrick, actually. He got it to Atkinson. Here comes Sean Bambrick. Sean Bambrick is at centre back. Back in field, it comes to Mark Brennan. I tell you one thing, Willie, hasn't lost anything, Mark Brennan.
Yeah, he's a big man. He's strong. He's probably not as mobile as what he was.
He'd do a job for you, wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, he's so physical. There's something in their minds, from they're going to bring him on. They're trying to get him as much football as they can.
He was a great man to have for cover. It was a fair old dunt. It wasn't a shoulder. It was 3:20 to Old Leighlin, 1-7. I said at the start of the championship, well, it's not what I said, but I thought it gives them a great chance. They're unbeaten so far, and now they're heading for a semi-final.
Yeah, definitely. There's no question. Obviously, Pal have a say in it. Rathvilly will have a say in it. Bagnestown
improved greatly. Bagnestown improved really well last night.
After really improving, I tell you what they improved: their discipline, their tackling in front of the goal, their pace, and got some really, really good scores. You'd have to say they were an exciting team to watch, and they'll be really, really happy with a semi-final place.
Yeah, I think we could be in for 2 cracking semi-finals anyway. We're down to the last 4 after today, but it is going to be Old Leighlin. They're leading here 3:20 to 1-7. And the clock says 55 minutes gone in the second half. And here comes Mikey Bambrick. He's sprinting down here like Linford Christie. He's still going. How do you stop it? This is Willie Quinlan. There's no stopping it because it's gone in and it's gone over the bar. He moved it well, but he just pushed the button to the foot to the floor, and he just takes off. It's brilliant pace. People always said it years ago. If you haven't got pace, you haven't got anything.
Yeah, well, the way the new game has gone, the ball is moving so quickly. There is space in the full forward line. If you can take advantage of that and move the ball quickly, or that space opens up, Mikey is just incredible pace. He's very hard to stop. Shawnee is much the same. Aaron Hammond is the same.
Jamie Wall came in there around 33 with an injury earlier on in the campaign. He wasn't part of it. He's a brother of Dion's, of course. He won a Premiership medal with St Patrick's AFC, Carlow District League, back in April. He was the goalkeeper. Well, they won their first local victory in the Carlow District League in 23 years, I think. I think you were on the last team to win it, Willie. St Pat's.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Between me 29 years ago and winning your soccer medal 23 years ago, Quinlan feels old.
Don't be showing me age, Brendan. Stop now.
3:21 to Old Leighlin, 1-7 to Fenagh. Mark Brennan hasn't put a foot wrong since he came on. He held that ball in one hand. Did you see that? The last man I seen do that was Pat Jennings.
great basketballer.
Yeah, he played basketball
big
as well.
Pair of hands. He's a huge man, absolutely huge man.
Big man. Back across field to Niall Roach. Willie, just on Tig Roach, we haven't seen him today. He has a niggle, I believe, but they'll be hoping he's fit for the county semi-finals.
Yeah, because we were just saying the loss that he is. Here's
Mikey again. Look at this man coming. He's going to get a free here.
It's a free. Pull them back. The only thing you can do is stop him and pull him back, because if not, he was gone to the goal and possibly would have had a shot at the goal. Not saying he would have scored it, but
you were in for Mana at the opening game in the Talton Cup. Did he score 2-4 that day?
Yeah, he was incredible. Absolutely incredible. So he's so difficult to stop. He's so low centre of gravity, but he brings a lot of strength and power along with that, with the pace, and he can be very accurate on the day as well. He's a different breed out there, but O'Loughlin are really, really happy to have him, and Shawnee, centre back as well, because they're so quickly. They move up and down the field. Aaron Hammond is the same. Tig Roach, really lots of pace as well. Young Fitzgerald in the full forward line, he's got a great goal. Dowling playing really, really well. Their balance of their team is, and I suppose no better man is Carl Coughlin after kicking that last free as well, because he's got a couple of scores. I think that's his fifth one, Brendan.
Yeah, he's got it. It's gone over the bar. 3:22 to 1-7. Willie, we're into the final 2 minutes. We've done all the summing up. It's been one-sided. The great thing for Fenagh, in a heavy defeat, they do stay senior. They were always going to stay senior coming into today, but a bridge too far in knockout football for the intermediate champions of 2024. But they will come back. They will improve. And in fairness to them, they were gallant enough in the second half against an unstoppable Old Leighlin this afternoon.
Sometimes you have to just hold your hand up and say, well, we played against a better team, and there's no question about O'Loughlin were by far the better team defender, but it's all about what you learn from these losses, and they'll know what they'll have to do for next year, and they'll be really happy that they're still there at senior level next year. They'll be happy with that. So it's the bigger picture that Fenagh have to take it. They worked really hard in the second half, but could only imagine only get another 1-6 on the board, but a point in the first half, never going to win any game. 3:22 here to 1-7.
Yeah, 3:11 O'Loughlin Gales at 1-8 Clara. That was at half time. A 9-point lead for O'Loughlin Gales. They'll be one of the favourites in the Kilkenny Senior Championship as well. Not quite sure what the updated score is there, but it finished in Nolan Park earlier on. Shamrocks 122, Thomastown 16 points, and now that was a 9-point lead for Clara, or for O'Loughlin Gales over Clara, 3:11 to 1-8, so 20 points to 11, so it's a 9-point lead there at half time. Not quite sure what the update is there at the moment. We will be going back on the full frequency in a few minutes time, but that's the story at the moment. And Ballyhale Shamrocks, they're back in a semi-final in Kilkenny as well. Mullinavat into the semi-final, Dixborough into the semi-final. Here in Carlow, it's Old Leighlin, Palatine, Bagenalstown Gales, Radvilly. As Fenagh come forward looking for a consolation score, they can get it. Sliced across the face of the goal. It's gone in, and Padraig Hines gets a score. I have to give them credit again. They never gave up. Run a hiding to nothing at half time. 2:15 to a point. It's 3:22 to 1-8 now. It was a one-sided game, but we cannot take anything from Old Leighlin. Willie, to a man, they were fantastic enough. O'Loughlin Gales through, even with a late Clara goal. So O'Loughlin Gales have won the semi-final or the quarter-final in Kilkenny. So now the draw for that will be as of now. So Shamrocks, Ballyhale are in there, Mullinavat are in there, Dixborough are in there, and now O'Loughlin Gales. Ronnie will be happy. There's a country team in there. 3:22 to 1-8 here. O'Loughlin on the Kilkenny border they play. Downfield they come. Lovely ball in field. They're going to put the icing on the cake. Here comes Aaron Hammond. Aaron Hammond took another one over. Bang! Good save. Great save. Credit to Jack Rowan. Very, very good save. A little bit of a uppity for Fenagh. This is the second half. The 1 minute of added time has been played. Willie Quinlan, it's O'Loughlin's day. Commiserations to Fenagh. The final whistle hasn't gone yet, but the semi-finals now are O'Loughlin, Palatine, Bagenalstown Gales and Radvilly, and I think you kind of predicted that as well. Bagenalstown might have been your outside prediction, but everyone felt they rogue by Pidare. They're in a relegation against Tinryland. They could be expecting more at the relegation final than at the county football final this year, Willie.
Yeah,
that's going to be huge interest in that one.
Yeah, there will be big interest, because I suppose a lot of teams will be looking at that at Aerogue, in the relegation. Rangers beat them fair and square. Rangers didn't show up against Bagenalstown last night actually, or yesterday. So they stay up their status. Fenagh stay up, and it's down to Tinryland. But you'd have to say Aerogue never won a game in the championship.
And they're going out the intermediate now as well.
Yeah,
they're in a bit of bother, aren't they?
I think they are. Brendan. They're in a little bit of bother.
Fenagh have got, I thought they'd nearly got another goal here. They're going to get a point.
Struggling at the senior grades. I think they're probably in the junior semi-final. They've won that there this morning, but that's a long way from winning a senior championship.
And Tinryland beat Bagnallstown this morning.
Yeah, then a little bit of luck that goes your way. They've only played for 10 minutes against Rangers, ended up losing by 2 points. If you win that game, you're into a quarter final and you're still in the championship.